Hi, personal finance students. This is some notes that I want you to get down about insurance and taxes. I'm just going to go through insurance in this video. I probably won't get through all of it, so it'll be more than one part. But anyway, you can pause this at different times and take a look at different slides to get yourself some different notes. So let's dive right in. We are just going to go over these types of insurance: auto, homeowners and renters, health insurance, disability, life insurance, personal property, and travel insurance. Right? So auto insurance, your protection rates and coverage vary depending on how often you use it. All right. They also depend on the type of plan that you choose, age, gender, person of the person insured, and then their driving history. So how many accidents have you been in? How many speeding tickets do you have? Things like that all play a factor into how risky of a driver they think you are. Also, the type of vehicle. Does it have certain safety features? If it has four-wheel drive, it's considered more dangerous by most insurance companies. And so that's just kind of some things to think about, all right, as you go through. It is required by law. In the state of Minnesota, we have what's called a no-fault state, right? And I want you to make sure you get this down. So no fault means the insurance companies decide who will pay for what, right? The insurance companies decide who will pay for what. And so let's say that you are in a car crash and the person that you run into and you decide that there's more than $1,000 worth of damage. So you're going to, number one, report this crash, right? And then number two, you're going to call your insurance companies and then they will talk to each other and determine what you're going to be responsible for as far as costs. All right. And sometimes one insurance company will pay the entire bill, and then the other insurance, if they find out that one person is at fault. And then other times, what will happen is you will both pay your deductible, and then you will get your vehicles fixed. All right. You must show proof of insurance when you're pulled over, and especially if you're in a crash or an accident. So do not forget this in the state of Minnesota. Make sure that you know that insurance companies decide who is at fault. All right, that's what no fault means. It's going to be a test question. Homeowners or renters insurance is the next one that we're talking about. It protects you from theft, burglary, fires, or other incidents in your home that can cause damage. So homeowners insurance will cover all of your house and its contents, so everything inside the house as well. Renter's insurance just covers the things that you own inside the place that you're living. All right. And a lot of times I'll recommend that people get renter's insurance before they go, if they're going to stay in a dorm. We had in the dorm room that I lived in my freshman year, someone set off the fire alarm, and the sprinklers actually went off too because someone burned something in the microwave. And a lot of people's items, like their laptops and some of their clothes and stuff, get kind of ruined by the sprinklers. And so some people that had renters insurance were able to just call their insurance company and get those items replaced. Then others were not. And so renters insurance fairly inexpensive. It's about $100 at certain places per year, for like up to $15,000 worth of properties. So it's definitely worth it if if you're going to live in a large apartment building or a residence hall, because you just don't know the stupid mistakes that some people might also make, right? Um, True or false, renter's insurance only covers the contents you own. That is true, right? So, for example, if you've got two other roommates, all right, and roommate number one has renter's insurance, but roommates number two and three do not, if there's a fire and the entire building burns down, roommate one is good because they have insurance. Roommates two and three are out of luck. Now the next one here is health insurance, and it is going to be pretty extensive. It's going to take a while to explain. obviously, this is something, what's kind of nice about this is that you can stay on your parents' health insurance plan until you're 26 years old if they allow you to, all right? And so if they allow you to, you sure can. That will save you some money. But this is something that's you're going to need to put in the back of your brain so that way you understand when you get your first big boy and big girl job how this works, all right? Because if you do not understand how health insurance works, it can end up costing you a lot of money, all right? So obviously it helps cover cost of medical expenses. When it's offered by an employer, usually a portion of the cost is covered by the employer. So I'm going to show you our master agreement for the high school or for all teachers, all right? And what the school district provides. All right. So, as a part of our master agreement, what we've negotiated with the school district is, let's see here. I go up one. So, the group health insurance. So, in the year, so this would be next year, 2020, 2021, the district will contribute $575 per month. All right. Not to exceed $6,900 per year for single coverage. All right. Or $1,120 per month if there are a family working in the school district together. All right. So that's how much they pay for an insurance policy. Anything on top of that is on us, and we get to choose from what's called a group health insurance policy. I'm going to walk you through that. We get to choose between, I think it's 3 different plans, but there might be more now. So anyway, I'll walk you through that in a little bit. I just want to make sure that we get some notes down on it first. So before we go through that, I want you to have this one down, primary care facility. If you've ever kind of thought about it, every time you're sick or you break a bone or you go get an x-ray or something like that, you always go to the same place. You either always go to Sanford or you always go to Essentia in town here. More than likely, that's where you always go. And that's because it's probably your primary care facility. You must go here first prior to being referred to a specialist at a different location. Right? So you have to go to your primary care facility first. You always have to go there first, all right, in order to be referred to someone else, all right? So if you have like, um, let's say for example that you have a certain medical condition that requires a specialist, you must go to your primary care physician first, and then they'll write you a referral and say, yep, you can go to this doctor, they specialize in this, all right? And so that's kind of how that primary care facility works. As soon as you get that referral, you can go to the next place, all right? Then we've got deductible here. So in health insurance, it's a little bit different, all right? In health insurance, deductible is the amount you are required to pay prior to an insurance company providing financial assistance, all right? So they set a different deductible based on, and I'll show you that kind of thing, but basically this is the amount of money that you're going to pay before the health insurance company starts paying for certain things, all right? Then we've got maximum out of pocket. You're not going to pay more than this so long as you follow the steps in obtaining referrals, right? So you will not pay more than this. That's what maximum out of pocket says. All right, so I'm going to show you one example of a health insurance plan here. This is one of the options that we have as teachers. And so this is, they've got 4 different cost levels here, all right? And how they do that is based off of like the different like things available at those facilities. And so cost level ones are typically your very local clinics, all right? They're not always like far reaching and they don't necessarily always have very many branches, or it's a very localized clinic. So for example, we've got Essentia in town as a cost level 1. Cost level 2s are your Sanford, like they're more regional based, right? So Sanford has several locations with several different options. They've got clinics, they've got hospital wings and stuff like that, and it's a little bit more widespread, and they label it as a cost level 2. Cost levels 3 and 4 will be like your Mayo Clinic setting, is very specialized care and things like that. So that's kind of how they label these. You pick your primary care facility, all right? And so let's say you pick Sanford, all right? You're always going to be in this cost level 2. So for this plan, and I guess we can look up how much it costs, but this is the plan that that I know costs less than the amount for the school. All right. So I personally do not pay anything out of pocket. The school district pays enough towards my health insurance to get me a plan. I believe it's this one, but it may be something different. Anyway, so the annual deductible is $2,000. All right. So each time you go to the doctor, all right, each time you go in, let's say you feel sick, you've got a cough, all right, you go in, they test you for strep throat, stuff like that, okay? Let's say it costs like $150. That goes towards your $2,000, okay? So now you still, like, the health insurance hasn't paid for anything yet, right? Then you break your arm and you stay and you get an X-ray and stuff like that. Then it's $1,000. Let's say now we're up to $1,150, right? So we're still not quite to that $2,000 where the health insurance company starts kicking in money, all right? But they will eventually as soon as you get to $2,000, okay? Then they also say that you will not pay more than $3,000, right? That's our annual maximum out of pocket, okay? And so the health insurance company starts paying a portion after you hit your deductible, okay? And then you will pay a portion and they will pay a portion from the 2,000 to the 3,000 mark. But after after you've paid $3,000 outside of pocket, right, then that means that they're going to pay for everything else after that. So office visits, if you go into the office for anything, you don't feel well, you broke a bone, whatever, okay, $55 that you pay per visit after your deductible is met, okay. This says in-network convenience clinics and online care, $0 after deductible is met, okay. Emergency care, you pay $150 after the deductible is met, and then the insurance company pays the rest. Inpatient hospital, which means that if you have surgery and you leave the same day, that's $650 that you pay, and the insurance company pays for the rest. And then again, that's after your deductible is met. And then you've got outpatient surgery, $4,000 or $400 you pay. That's like inpatient is if you stay over. Outpatient is if you're in the same day and out the same day. Okay. Then we've got, these are other things down here. Prescription drugs, you pay $30, $50, or $75 after deductible, depending on the brand. It looks like. So they've got different tier drugs, it says here, I'm pretty sure. That's kind of how they do that. So that's kind of a very, very basic overview of health insurance there for you. I do have, there is a rate guide on their website as well. But anyway, we do not need to know exactly how much it costs because those costs are going to be totally different by the time you are paying for this stuff. So that was important to know. Let's see here. Then I want you to have all of these terms down. So you may want to pause this, okay? But I've already talked about deductible. I've already talked about copay. That's the amount that you're going to pay, right, towards medical expenses. A claim is a request you make to your insurance company. Premium is the amount you pay per month no matter what, whether you use insurance or not. Whether you use it or not, you're paying a premium every month. So in health insurance, whether you go to the doctor or not, you're paying a premium, okay? And like I said, the school district pays enough money towards my health insurance premium that I don't pay out of pocket. But certain other employers may not pay enough towards that. And then we've got coverage is the amount of protection you're eligible to receive. So I already kind of talked about like what's covered, right, is basically this. This is this information about what's covered. In the next video, I'm going to go through the other types of insurance. But take a look at these, make sure you get those down.